Welcome back. If you have ever dreamed of moving to Canada as a skilled worker, listen closely because Canada is actively inviting people through the top 6 skilled worker categories in 2025. This is not just random news. These are real opportunities. And if you fit into any of these categories, your chances of getting permanent residency in Canada are much higher. So let's talk about the top 6 skilled worker categories Canada is targeting. 1. French language proficiency. If you can speak French even a little, Canada wants more French speakers outside Quebec. So, if you already know French or you are willing to learn, this could be your golden ticket. The second category is healthcare and social services. If you're a doctor, nurse, caregiver, medical technician, Canada needs you. The healthcare system here is under pressure and they are opening doors wide for professionals in this field. Even social workers and community service workers fall into this category. The third is science, technology, engineering, and maths occupation, STEM. If you work in IT, software development, data analysis, engineering, or scientific research, Canada wants you. Think of all the tech companies in Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. They are desperate for talent. The fourth is trade occupations. This one surprises a lot of people. Carpenters, electricians, plumbers, welders are in very high demand. In fact, Canada values skilled trades so much that they have a separate immigration pathway just for trades. If you can work with your hands, you have a big chance here. The fifth category is agriculture and agri-food occupations. Yes, farm workers, butchers, food processing workers are on the list too. Canada has huge farmland and food production industries and they don't have enough workers. The sixth category is education occupations. Teachers, especially in early childhood education, are in high demand. If you have teaching experience, this could be your entry point into Canada. Before I continue, drop it in the comments. Which of these categories do you fit into? I really want to see how many of my viewers are in healthcare, trades, or STEM. Let's move on. Now that we have identified the 6 categories and you fit into one category, you might be asking, how do I actually apply? Good question. Canada uses something called express entry to manage applications. It's like a big umbrella system for skilled immigration. This express entry covers 3 main programs. First is Canadian Experience Class, CEC. This is for skilled workers who already have Canadian work experience. So, if you studied in Canada and you worked here, this is for you. The second program is Federal Skilled Worker Program, FSWP. This is for skilled workers with foreign work experience. Maybe you are still outside Canada. This program is your pathway. The third program is Federal Skilled Trades Program, FSTP. This is for workers in trades like carpentry, plumbing, and welding. Each program has slightly different requirements, and that is why many people get confused. But don't worry, I will make it simple. Before you apply, there are some key terms you need to know. Number 1, CLB, Canadian Language Benchmark. This is how Canada measures your English or French. Think of it like a scorecard. The higher your CLB, the stronger your application. Number 2, NOC, National Occupation Classification. This is the official list of jobs in Canada. Every job has a code. For example, nurses, engineers, plumbers all have codes in the NOC system. You will need to find yours when applying. Number 3, TEER, Training, Education, Experience, and Responsibilities. This is how jobs are grouped in Canada. There are 6 tier levels based on the education and training required. For example, Tier 0 is management jobs, while Tier 5 is jobs that require short training. Number 4, language skill requirement. Don't miss this. Here is where many people fail. Canada is very specific about language scores. The language skill requirement for CEC, Canadian Experience Class, are CLB 7 for Tier 0 or Tier 1 jobs, or CLB 5 for Tier 2 or Tier 3 jobs. The language skill requirement for FSWP, Federal Skilled Worker Program, is CLB 7 minimum. The language skill requirements for FSTP, Federal Skilled Trades Programs, are CLB 5 for speaking and listening and CLB 4 for reading and writing. Watch my video on how to ace your language test, because if you don't hit the required CLB, you are out. That's why IELTS, TEF, or CELPIP scores are so important. Comment below with your score if you have taken IELTS or French test, or if you are still preparing, write loading so I know where you are in the journey. Okay, let's get practical. You now understand the 6 category, the programs, and the language test requirements. But now you are asking, what documents do I actually need to apply? First thing first, you need passport or travel documents. This one is obvious. You need a valid passport. No passport, no application. If yours is about to expire, renew it before you start. The second document you need is your language test result, IELTS, CELPIP, or TEF. Remember how I said Canada checks your CLB score? This is where you prove it. Without a language test result, your application is incomplete. The third document you need is your Education Credential Assessment, ECA. If you studied outside Canada, you need an ECA. For example, if your BSc is in Nigeria, India, or the Philippines, it needs to be evaluated so Canada knows what it's worth here. I got my 5-year BTech from Nigeria, evaluated by WES. It was evaluated to 4 years BSc Canada. This is basically Canada's way of saying, okay, your degree or diploma from back home is equal to this level in Canada. The fourth document you need is work experience proof. This one confuses people a lot, so listen carefully. Canada doesn't just take your word that you worked as an engineer or a nurse. You need reference letters from employers. These letters must show your job title, duties, hours, and length of employment. You will need your payslip, tax documents, or contracts. The fifth document you need is proof of funds. If you are applying from outside Canada, you must show that you have enough money to settle. It's not about being wealthy, it's about proving that you can survive when you land. For example, a single applicant needs about 13,000 Canadian dollars. A family of 4 needs around 25,000 Canadian dollars. This money must be in your account, not borrowed for a weekend screenshot. Number 6, police certificate. Canada wants to know you don't have a criminal record, so you will need police clearance from every country you have lived in for 6 months or more since age 18. The seventh document you need is medical exam. You will need to do an immigration medical exam with a doctor approved by Canada. This shows you are healthy enough to immigrate. For example, if you're a nurse moving to work in healthcare, Canada wants to be sure you are fit for the job. Number 8, digital photos and application forms. Of course, you will need passport style photos and to fill out the application forms correctly online. So let's say you're a teacher from Ghana. You will need your passport, language test result, ECA for your teaching degree, reference letter from your school showing your job duties, proof of funds in your bank account, and then later your police clearance and medical exam. That's it. You're ready to go into the pool. If you're a doctor applying under FSWP, You will need a valid passport, English test results showing at least CLB 7, proof of work experience from your hospital, ECA to prove your degree is valid in Canada, and proof of funds. That's how the system works. You're ready to create your express entry profile. Once you land in Canada, you may need extra licensing exams before practicing, but express entry gets you permanent residency first. If you're a plumber from Jamaica, you will need your passport, language test results with a minimum of CLB 5, ECA for your plumbing certification, reference letter from your employer showing your plumbing duties, proof of funds in your bank, later your police clearance and medical exam. Boom, you qualify under the Federal Skilled Trades Program. And if a province needs plumbers, you could even get a nomination for extra points. I hope this explanation is as clear as mud. In part 2, I explain about the type of work experience you need, how much is required, and how to match your knock code to your job. And in part 3, I cover job offers, education, and how to boost your CRS score so you actually get invited. So make sure you hit follow and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss it.